Jen Jones, founder and intrapreneur, international best-selling author. I can add to the end of that. I'm not good at tooting my own horn, but I'm really excited about this book, and it's not me, right? It's maybe me in the center, but I have all these people who have come together to make a difference. And it's a collaboration, which Dr. Divya knows all too well about. She wrote a book on it. It was amazing. Go get that one too. And I'm going to be talking about referral relationship strategy right now. I was going to talk like I have been talking for the last, this will be 4 weeks now, and just talking to you. But I felt as though it was time to really bring in some action and implementation. Because, I can talk to you, you can say, oh, I got really all these great nuggets, and then you move on with, whatever you're doing. And we have a tendency to do that when we go to conferences or when we listen to people speak. We get inspired to take action, but then we don't take it one step further and actually implement it. So today is go grab your notebook, your computer, your journal, wherever you write stuff down or type. I want you to pull that out and get ready to go through these 4 steps with me. They're powerful steps. Some of them I've already talked about because we're all about relationships. We're about referrals. We want more income. And this is your opportunity to actually get down and dirty with some of these principles and action items. So we're going to start off with, if I can find where we're going here. Yes. So the referral relationship strategy starts out with identify and connect. And I love this one because this is the one that takes probably the most time. I don't like doing admin work. I don't like doing lots of things, actually, including doing these podcasts and live presentations. It really takes a lot for me to come forth and do this. And I'm thankful for Dr. Divya's visibility program that has helped me step up a little bit more, especially during this book launch, but I diverge. Identify and connect. And I actually marked the book here that I want to show you. So this is the bullseye that I'm going to be talking about. I should actually have like some sort of piece of paper that I can hold up instead of the book. But so this is where we have our center. And we've talked about this before where, your top 25, and I call them master connectors. It may not be 25 for you. It may be less, it may be more, depending on how intentional you've been with putting people into your system, putting people into your relationship list, your circle, whatever database, whatever you call it. So what I want you to do is really identify who your master connectors are. I'm not going to give you too much time to actually do that, but as I talk, you can really think about, even if it's 5 people that you're like, okay, yeah, they're my biggest cheerleader. They're the ones who are going to go out and they're going to refer me if they hear anyone that needs my services and products. And they're also someone who's going to share on social. They're going to share to their own audiences. They're going to share with their family and friends. Because when I talk about the circle, the list in our circle, I'm talking about both family, friends, business partners, whoever it is. They're all grouped into one. I don't ask people who don't have a business to, partner with me, because obviously that wouldn't make any sense, but I don't necessarily exclude people. So these master connectors, so I'm going to challenge you to write down 5. Think of those people who are gung-ho about supporting you, referring you. Maybe they're a client of yours, then they're one of your biggest cheerleaders. I have plenty of those kind of people that really get out there and they've been a client and now they're ready to share how amazing it's been. So whatever that number is, pick 5 people that you can write down right now that you can say, you know what, these are definitely my master connectors. And now we're going to go through and we're going to identify who is in your circle. Maybe you forgot some people. Maybe you're just starting out and you don't really have a list of people. You're like, who do you put on your list? And it is people who support you, your family, your friends. You don't have any clients yet. That's okay. You can still build that up. You can network and connect with other business owners who maybe can help you, mentor you, and put together that list. If you already have a list, I would definitely go through and sort, because sometimes we get into this place where, and I've been guilty of it, where, there's people on that list that I'm like, geez, I think they're actually doing like what I'm doing. So I should probably take them off the list, because I'm not going to actually have them on the list if they do exactly what I do. For instance, I'm a realtor too, and I'm not going to have a realtor on my list, maybe for referrals if they're in another location. But I would just definitely go through your list, sort through them. And I did leave the sticky note. Go through and identify them as master connectors, second connectors, and then your third connectors, or as people come into your circle, you really don't know much about them. You need to get to know them a little bit better. And so they're in your third tier of people. So that's going to take a little bit more time. What I would challenge you right in this moment is think about, you've done some networking events, you've had some clients and customers that you've serviced over the last year. You have these people that you have met. So I want you to think about 2 to 5 people that you connected with one time, or maybe it's a client that you haven't talked to in a long time, or a customer. I want you to write down at least 2 names of people that you can follow up with and reconnect, because we get busy. I tell you to spend most of your time with your master connectors, because that is literally where the money is at. This isn't about spending money on cold leads or putting Facebook ads up and doing all this stuff. Granted, there are some times that does work, but I'm all about relationships, and I want to cultivate the relationships that I have in my circle before I start bringing in all these other new people. And I'm not talking about your email list. So that's totally different. Your email list, you can build and build and build. Ultimately, it's bringing them into a community and inviting them. So for instance, this was not on the agenda to talk about, but for instance, if you have a free offer and you want people to sign up to get the free offer and then be able to market to them via email, that's a great opportunity. What I do, it's just a little technique, and if you do it too, half five, is on the thank you page or in the email that gives them the free gift, I always invite them to my Facebook group. And typically they come in. So of the 100 people that may sign up for your free gift or free offer, you may only get a small portion of the people who actually come into your Facebook group. Those are the people that you want to cultivate relationships. They're in that third tier, but then get to know them, find out what they do. Maybe they're another business owner. Maybe they're a mom. Maybe you can connect with them on a hobby that you enjoy. So just be aware of, when I'm talking about your circle and your list, I'm not necessarily talking about an email list. That is totally, I want to say, different than what I teach and what I talk about. That is something that you should be doing. Confession, I started Tip Tuesday emails, and I'm thinking, I haven't done that, but it was valuable, and I got replies from it. So if you're looking for an idea to keep in front of your email list, there's my idea for your email list. So as we come in, we have these people that you're going to connect with, 2 people at least that you're going to reconnect with. And you have your list of 25 or however many numbers of master connectors. As we come into the next step, which is love and appreciation, I want you to think about what brings you joy and what brings you fulfillment. For instance, I do love writing, although I wish someone would just write them for me. Like, I have all these thank you notes in my head where I want to, write them. And I'm just like, I really don't want to write them. I mean, they have send out cards for that, but I want to be able to be the one who actually writes them. Send out cards is amazing. I do get send out cards and they're great. So think about what brings you joy. If writing a personal note is something that brings you joy, for me, beating a dead horse, I talk about love mail. And that is your opportunity to get in front of your master connectors, all of your circle, really, but mostly your master connectors, because those are the ones that you want to spend the most time and the most money on. And I say that because those are usually the people who give you the most referrals. They're your biggest cheerleader. So you're investing in your master connectors and they're getting something in return. So whether it's, coffee connection to meet other people or, bring people together in person, whatever it is for you, bringing these people together brings you joy, fulfillment, enjoyment. I started using more words because sometimes I don't think we know what actually brings us joy and how does joy feel. That's for another day. But anyway, fulfillment, enjoyment, fun. What brings you more fun in your life? Is it sending out packages in the mail to people so they can open up and be like, oh my God, you're amazing. And this is my favorite part. And I had someone say to me that the package that I sent them, the love mail that I sent them was perfectly timed. I didn't know she was going through a hard time, but it was exactly what she needed. And I don't have one right here, but there's these little cards that you pop up and open, and there's, a saying on it. And it was exactly what she needed in that moment. So, the universe definitely is overseeing all kinds of stuff, including, something that was just a small thing that turned into big for somebody else. So what brings you joy, fulfillment, enjoyment? And then follow up. So I think I might have done a whole episode on follow up. So what I would encourage you to do is remember that those people that you're reconnecting with, I want you to love and appreciate them. Reconnect, whether it's a one-on-one, a phone call, maybe you are close enough, you can get together in person. And then I encourage you to write down as part of your action plan is to write them a personal note, send them a little something, and keep them on your follow-up list so that you don't lose track of people. And, like I said, I'm guilty of it too. Like we get busy in our business, or we've got families, we got kids, we got, pets, all this stuff going on. It's hard to keep up with everything. So that's why I'm keeping it small. So 2 people. And I want you to follow up with all of your master connectors. So whoever that is on your list, this is action now, guys. Those 2, at least 2 people, I want you to figure out what brings you joy, and I want you to do it. Personal note, phone call, whatever it is, I want you to write it down, and I want you to follow up with people. The third one is ask and refer. And this is your opportunity to get a little outside your comfort zone and a little bit, for the lack of a better word, your opportunity to step forward and say, I love what I do, and I want to make sure that other people have the opportunity to come and work with me. And so ask and refer. So I want you to use your list of master connectors. And if you do end up doing if you do a follow-up phone call, might be where you have the opportunity to gain a little bit more confidence in the ask and refer, which is number 3 of the referral relationship strategy. And when I say ask, that is asking for a referral. Your opportunity to talk to your master connectors, who are people who typically aren't going to judge you, they're your biggest cheerleader, and they're ready to help you in any way possible. So that is that core group of people. And I encourage you to make that list. What this does is it allows you to build the confidence that you need in making the ask. So as women, some of us have a hard time asking for help. And this is literally asking people, who do you know that need my services or products? Whatever that is. You're not going to actually say services and products. Like, hey, not do you know, but who do you know that might want, who do you know that, for instance, who do you know that's an introvert entrepreneur that might want to do my book study? And so I am out there asking, do you know somebody who might want to come on board and participate in my book study? So that's an opportunity for me in my master connector circle to ask for a referral. Don't forget that, you're asking for the referral, but you're always giving referrals too. And I won't go too much into that. That's it's part of that, but we're going to stick with, asking and referring to your master connectors. And the last piece is shine and give back. So stepping into stepping into the light. I talk about this in another episode where early last year, someone had said something like, what's your biggest fear? What's your biggest fear of failure or biggest fear of success? And I'm like, wow, it's not so much the failure part. I feel like in most times I have that down. There was a big thing that happened last year. We won't go into that. But what part of this was the fear of success. I run a successful real estate business, but getting into the spotlight for Connect and Elevate was very difficult for me last spring. Getting out there with this book has been very difficult for me. You may see me on a live, you may see me here, and you go, wow, she's doing it. But guys, it takes a lot, especially my energy level. I have to prepare and make sure that my energy comes to you so you can feel how good it is. And it's just very difficult in some cases for me. And I'm sure that there's other introverts out there who are like, I don't even go live, so don't even talk about it. And that's okay. That is totally okay. Your shine is different than other people's shine. So when I say shine, we do want to shine in a bigger way, but we want to shine in front of our people, our circle, our list. We want to shine in front of them so that we're always in our best and we're always giving value. When we bring people together, we're giving them value. When we send love mail, we're giving them value. And so I want you to really think about, how can you shine right now in your business with just your master connectors? Is it an opportunity where you can bring people together? It might be. Maybe you bring them together on Zoom. Maybe you bring them together in person, wherever, depending on your own business. So are you brick and mortar? Are you online? Are you both? Are you hybrid? So just think about how you can shine and make a difference. And the last piece, which is that shine and give back. Dr. Davia is amazing at this. We have Summit coming up, and she was talking about all the proceeds go to production of the Summit, but then in addition to that, it goes to the foundation. And so how can you in your business, even if you're just starting out, how can you give back to not only your community, but the community as a whole? And whether that's something special that you do from your heart. For example, in my real estate business, our give back is we do scholarships. So we hold an actual in-person gala to raise funds, and we collaborate. We collaborate with other business owners in the area who want to be involved in giving back to the community. So how do you do that in your business? And, you may not think of anything right up front, but, I know someone else who does a diaper drive, that a portion of her ticket sales for one of her events goes to the diaper drive. So it could be you put on an event and a portion goes to a charity that you hold near and dear to your heart. It could be as little as, every client you give, X amount of dollars to a charity that you believe in. And so I just want you to think about the opportunity to give back. It fills your heart. It fills other people's hearts. And ultimately, you live a more fulfilled life when you're able to give back. Right now, you may only have $10 that you can give. But you know what? it's $10, and that does make a difference. And the more you're focused on giving back, the bigger it gets. So even though it's $10 right now, it could be $10,000 in a year or two, because that's what you focused your time on in giving back to the community and the community as a whole. So I want you to think about a charity that you would want to give to. And you may not know right off the top of your head, but I want you to start thinking about who can you give back to. So write down 1 or 2 places that you can, maybe you know right off top that these are the places that I want to give back in my business. And if you don't, then think about maybe the cause that you want to, give back to, whether it's maybe domestic violence, breast cancer, maybe it's a shelter, a pet shelter, or a homeless shelter. Think about the opportunities that you have in your community, both in person and online, that you might be able to give back to. Whew. So I hope everyone took lots of notes and was able to think about how you can start really going through the referral relationship strategy, where you use your master connectors to ask for referrals, love on them, appreciate them, and always be asking for the referral. So hopefully that gives you lots of implementation action plans to move forward. And I want to thank you for joining me today, and we will see you next week.